Hey, what's up? This is Diesel, and today's a topic about Roman Reigns. Okay, listen, guys. I have so he's not too much of a bad talker. He has a decent look. And can the fans be hard on him? Yes, sometimes they can. But do I want him to turn heel? Oh, absolutely. Then he could become, the title headliner. But truth be told, Vince may put him in the main event, but Roman Reigns is not a real headliner. Let me explain it. One example. Be brutally honest, guys. From Roman Reigns won the Royal Rumble and even some of the one-on-one matches. How many matches from Roman Reigns have you been like? Forget what all the haters say. Forget all of that. Tell me, how many matches can you say? I'm excited to see Roman Reigns versus this guy. Tell me. Shield triple threat match. Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman had a good feud. I'll say that. Best feud of last year, absolutely. But again, like how many Roman Reigns matches are the masses excited about? I mean, there was Roman Reigns versus Cena also, but aside from that, how much else? I mean, let's look at real headliners of the year. People were excited to see Austin face Bret Hart, Austin face Shawn Michaels, Austin face Vince, Austin face Undertaker, Austin face Dude Love, Austin face The Rock, Austin face Kane, Austin face Triple H, Hogan versus Piper, Hogan versus Andre, Hogan versus Savage, Hogan versus Warrior versus Rude, what was called who else? Warrior versus Savage. People just like seeing Warrior destroy people. Even Bret Hart, he was a real headliner. Yes, he was. Him and Davey in England. Whenever he comes to Canada, him versus Diesel, him versus Undertaker, him versus Shawn Michaels. Even Shawn Michaels, I consider a real headliner. Shawn versus Bret, Shawn versus Undertaker, Shawn versus Stone Cold. Who else? Who else? Who else? Shawn versus Hogan, one of the best drawing SummerSlams of all time. Who else is there? Even Cena. I have to admit it. I have to say, Cena, whether we like him or not, was a real headliner. I mean, in all fairness, people wanted to see Cena versus Undertaker at WrestleMania. People wanted to see Cena versus The Rock. People wanted to see Cena versus Batista. Edge versus Cena was a great feud. What else? People wanted to see Cena take the title off JBL. What else could I put in there? People somewhat wanted to see, well, I don't know, even Triple H debatable. To, to a certain scale, people want to see, Shawn versus Cena, but hey, Shawn gave him his best match. But look how much years people have been begging to see Cena versus Undertaker. We finally got it. We're going to get it again. And honestly, I don't care what anybody says. I like how it went. Look how people wanted to see The Rock versus Cena. Though in all fairness, what's up, 1985? Though in all fairness, The Rock could draw with anybody, but you have to give Cena this credit. People did request they want to see The Rock versus John Cena, and they specifically said that. Now, guys, be honest. This is not against Reigns. Can you guys name me first off the dream matches you really want to see with Roman Reigns versus anybody? I'm not even trying to be mean to Reigns, but come on, let's be honest here, guys. Name me dream matches that you or people on a large scale have talked about wanting to see. Example, look at Kenny Omega, him in New Japan Pro Wrestling. What's the biggest dream match right now that people are talking about they want to see? Kenny Omega versus AJ Styles. I don't see people really talking about, I want Kenny Omega to come to the WWE so he can face Roman Reigns. No. The main match people want to see with Kenny Omega is with AJ Styles, and do not try to argue with me. What, the casual fans? I mean, okay, if you want to bring up the casual fans did want Rock versus Cena, legit. So what is the massive dream match that people want to see with Roman Reigns? Oh, by the way, no Shield matches. No, you cannot say that. You cannot say Shield matches because he has two other partners. I'm talking about Roman Reigns versus somebody one on one. I mean, the Shield triple threat match already happened twice, truly. One before the Shield was the Shield, and second after the Shield was going to happen. And rumor has it the Shield might face what's it called at WrestleMania next year. I mean, even with a slight rumor of The Rock versus Roman Reigns, and I don't think The Rock's coming back. And don't be wrong, if he wants to come back, because he's money, no matter what you say. He drew arguably the biggest WrestleMania of all time, WrestleMania 28. And WrestleMania 29 did a great pay-per-view draw by rate. Anywho, people are saying how rumor has it that WWE wants to do The Rock versus Roman Reigns, but it's like, okay, do you hear people raving over it? Do you hear people getting? I can't wait to see the match. To me, from what I'm seeing, what I've seen, the reaction like, okay, like let's say if they announced this match in a room full of wrestling fans, a pin would have dropped and you would have heard it. Why? The reaction was like, okay. I didn't hear no excitement for it. When they announced The Rock versus Cena a year earlier, people were excited, whether they liked Cena or not. Didn't matter. And even when CM Punk dropped that pipe bomb, as much as I loved that promo, and as much as that was like the promo of this generation, at the end of the day, the one thing I disagreed with from day one, even when I first saw that promo, is when he complained about Rock main event in WrestleMania. End of the day, Cena, no, it's not the brand draws. The Rock draws. You don't believe me, CM Punk? Look at the past two WrestleManias when it had Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels for both and see what numbers those pay-per-view did compared to WrestleMania 27 when he was special guest referee hosting the show or whatever. Sorry, not special guest referee, but the special guest host, and then look at WrestleMania 28 when The Rock was wrestling against John Cena. Do I need to explain more? No. And again, how much matches? Fuck the haters. Don't watch what nobody says. You personally, how much Roman Reigns matches can you say made you jump out your seat? Made you say, I can't wait. Tell me. I mean, you can say what you want about Daniel Bryan. Oh, he's a dude. He's a dude. Oh, this and that. Bryan versus Cena had people excited. Bryan versus what's it called? CM Punk, that had people excited. Bryan coming back in general had people excited, saying, who's he gonna face? Bryan versus Miz had people excited. More honestly, Lesnar versus Reigns was never a match that people say, I can't wait to see. I mean, some people say, Lesnar needs to drop the title, but did it make it exciting on Roman Reigns' part? No. That was just a fact of, honestly, Lesnar's had the title for so long, I don't care who he loses it to. That's all that was. And now look, they have to put him back with the Shield. And what's it called? And Finn Balor versus Roman Reigns happened. It's like, okay. That's just the reaction I'm getting. It's like, okay. And let's go back to Cena. Look how much people were excited for Cena versus AJ. Mr. WWE versus Mr. TNA. Say what you want about Cena, but Cena had dream matches, and when some of those dream matches actually got to happen, whether it was The Rock, whether it was Undertaker, whether it was AJ Styles, whether it was Daniel Bryan, it had people talking and excited. So yeah, you can say you know about Cena, but I gotta give the dude props like this. And I was one of those guys who booed John Cena bad. I was one of those guys who was like, this guy needs to fuck off already. But I got to admit it, when certain dream matches with Cena happened, people were excited. And think about this too. Roman Reigns faced majority of those people that Cena already faced, that people were excited to see Cena face. Did Roman Reigns get that same reaction when he wrestled those guys? No. No, he did not. Calling it what it is. No, he didn't. No, they didn't. And look at Roman Reigns, the top guy, and Okada was the top guy. I didn't see people talk about a dream match with Roman Reigns and Okada. I've seen a lot of people talk about they'd love to see John Cena versus Okada. I've seen people talk about they want to see John Cena versus. Okay, if I'm saying this guy's name wrong, I apologize. This is a big name in New Japan, but is it Tanahashi? If I mispronounce that, I apologize. If I pronounce it right, hooray for me. But yeah, John Cena versus Tanahashi. People talk about that. Like that was easy. That is easily one of the biggest dream matches of this decade. Top 10 to 15 for sure. And then let's go back to Daniel Bryan. Look how much people still want to see Daniel Bryan versus Nakamura. Daniel Bryan versus Brock Lesnar. People still talking about they want to see CM Punk versus Daniel Bryan one more time. And look how much people want or hoping and praying Stone Cold would just come back for one more match just to face specifically CM Punk one last time. Didn't happen, unfortunately, because, injuries caught up to him and his mind, his heart wants to do it, but his body says, nah, sorry, bro. Can't do that for you. I know you want to, but can't do that for you. So how much Roman Reigns one-on-one matches can you say people on a big scale, whether IWC or casual fans, really can't wait to see? Even I can't even go there still, but even Roman Reigns diehard fans, I don't see them talking about I'm dying to see Roman Reigns versus this guy. I don't see that. I don't see that. And let's look at some of the Roman Reigns fans too. When I see them talking about the Reigns, okay, cool, but I don't see them making these videos talking about matches I can't wait to see Roman Reigns have with, even when he faced Triple H. I mean, yeah, it's cool that, I guess it's cool he's taking the title off him, but I didn't truly see people excited for that match. And worse too, the match kind of flopped. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, one thing that's kind of bad about Roman Reigns' run so far too is a singles babyface. I'm not saying it's all his fault, but at the same time, it is kind of bad when you have a disappointing match at Triple H at WrestleMania, and then you have a disappointing match with Brock Lesnar for the rematch at WrestleMania. That's kind of bad. And no, I cannot say Undertaker Roman Reigns because Undertaker, he was in terrible shape. And truth be told, he probably shouldn't have been there. He really shouldn't have. I do wish that Cena wasn't injured for WrestleMania 32. So we could have had Undertaker versus John Cena. I mean, the Shane comeback was cool, but they could have done it anyways. Maybe have faced Triple H, whatever. But you could have done. I wish John Cena wasn't injured. So they could have done Undertaker versus Cena main event WrestleMania, and that would have been Undertaker's last match. I think it should have been, but oh well, it didn't. What could he do? But yeah. Sorry, guys. Roman Reigns is not a headliner. Vince puts him in the main event. Understandable, whatever. That's his dude. Hey, what can we do? But is he a real headliner? I am sorry. Roman Reigns is not a real headliner. If you want to disagree with me, please present me real facts and talk about matches Roman Reigns had that, despite the hate, there was a huge amount of people excited for it. Let me bring up another point with John Cena. Notice when it became Undertaker versus Reigns instead, a lot of people were angry. Nobody was excited for this match. Just call it what it is. Nobody was excited for this match. Nature Boy 818. Roman Reigns needs a heel turn. Vince needs to admit that wrestling has changed. Like, for example, the NBA used to be big man lead, centers with Shaq, the Dream, now are Harden and Curry. It's true. I see people talking about Curry's the best in the league, and he's not. He's not really a big guy. He's not. He's like what, maybe 6'2", kind of skinny, looks very unintimidating. I don't mean to make fun of the dude, but honestly, he's probably the least intimidating basketball player I've ever seen. But yet people rate him arguably the best in the league. So yes, Nature Boy, you're absolutely right. Reigns desperately needs a heel turn. I'm sorry. His matches, he's a decent wrestler. He's had people, what's it called? That gave him good matches, but pure excitement level, I'm sorry, I have not seen people jump out their seat simply because Roman Reigns versus this guy happened. At least with Cena, whether you liked him or hate him, I could say that, what's it called? You were excited for certain John Cena matches. I mean, we were excited for John Cena versus Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns. We weren't excited for that. It was just the fact, okay, it's two things. It's either I hope Bryan kicks this guy's ass and he faces Lesnar and takes the Royal Rumble from him, or oh, he's just gonna beat Bryan. I don't give a shit about this. Nature Boy 818, Seth Rollins, AJ Styles, Daniel Bryan, CM Punk are the best wrestlers in the 2010s. I'll definitely throw John Cena in there in no word of a lie because look at what he's done this decade, the people he's faced. The Rock, AJ Styles, if you with Nexus, though Cena fucked that up, but it had a great start. Bryan, I said that already, him versus Seth Rollins. But especially his matches with Bryan, The Rock, and Punk were very, very, very big deals of this decade. So I'll throw Cena in there. I'll sure as hell throw Kenny Omega in there. No word of a lie, I throw Randy Orton up there. Yes, I do. Because let's look at it like this. 2010, Orton was easily the most over babyface in pro wrestling in 2010. It wasn't even close. Not up for debate if you ask me. 2011, he had a 2011. Sorry, my nose is kind of tingling. 2011, he had a very good run. His feud with Christian, having great matches, faced CM Punk. He had a very good 2011. 2012, what was he doing? Not too much to write about, but it was half decent. Or also 2011 when he faced Mark Henry, put over Mark Henry clean. 2013, his feud with Daniel Bryan. 2014, he's in the main event of WrestleMania. Or back 2013, him facing John Cena for the unified titles. Though people didn't agree with the decision, but end of the day, it happened. Um, Orton is looking as having a good heel run right now, and he's the best he's been in a while. So I'll definitely throw Randy Orton up there too for sure in the top 10 best wrestlers of the 2010s. Simply Deep 1985 for one thing. Roman Reigns needs another finisher. Some people debate that. No, you know what? Hold on, sorry guys. Kind of blow my nose there. But anywho, okay. In my humble opinion, you want to know one of the biggest mistakes I thought WWE made with Roman Reigns? Not making the Superman punch his finish. That should not have been a signature move, in my humble opinion. Many of you may not agree, but I personally thought the Superman punch should have been his finisher because I actually like that move. Spear is just like, we've seen this how many times? And bro, listen, you're just not going to top Goldberg's spear and Rhino's gore. The only man to ever compete with Goldberg's spear is Rhino's gore. That's it. No, secretly back then, even when they made Edge's finisher the spear on the lows, I thought that was dumb. I'm like, keep the fucking execution. I love that move. Sorry, I love the execution. And even when Edge did that like little half-ass sharpshooter, the educator, I thought that move was very underrated. I'm like, why did they stop doing that move? For me, the execution and educator should have been Edge's two finishers right there. I hated back then that in the spear. I just eventually just let it just grow on at me and I allowed it, but on the lows, I hated the fact that they took out the execution. If Cena leaves full time in Hollywood in 2019, WWE's rating will be low as 96, 97. Dude, it's already there. It's already there. You didn't hear the announcement where they've had their lowest ratings for Raw in history? It's already there. The Universal title has been a waste for a world title. It should have been the big gold belt. Yeah, it should have. First of all, like everyone else, when I first saw the title reveal SummerSlam, I'm like, okay, you revealed this fruit roll up version of the WWE title. Really, dog? Really? Dumb. So you ruin it with the look, and now you're gonna ruin the freaking title with these whack ass reigns. I mean, the title could revive, but so far, this title has not been very good. I mean, at least, yeah, Jinder Mahal had the WWE title, but we can kind of forget about that because AJ has held the title has two very good and long reigns. So we can forget about Jinder Mahal because, hey, AJ Styles had the title for a while. And look, Samoa Joe might run the world title soon. So the WWE title's good. The Universal should have brought back the big gold belt, but I don't know what to tell you, man. But yeah. So Roman Reigns fans, sorry, but he's not a headliner. His matches don't excite people. He has good matches, but here's what I mean when his matches don't excite people. When you hear two names alone are going to wrestle, already makes you jump out my seat. For example, when I saw AJ Styles have his debut match on Raw with Jericho, I literally jumped out of my seat. When I heard AJ Styles going to face John Cena, I literally jumped out my seat. Or for other references for Dream Match, if I hear, okay, let's say Kenny Omega comes to the B, they're going to match at AJ Styles and Kenny Omega, I'm going to jump out my seat. If Daniel Bryan's going to face Nakamura at a pay-per-view match, I'm going to jump out my seat. Reigns doesn't do that. I'm trying to think hard. Who can Reigns face that I'll jump on my seat? I gotta say, nobody. Again, thanks for answering my question the other day, man. No problem. Nature Boy. AJ Styles could beat CM Punk's WWE title reign days. Who's going to face Samoa Joe, AJ Styles in their Survivor Series, The Miz or Daniel Bryan? Very interesting question. See, here's the thing with Survivor Series. The Survivor Series, now remember that's Raw vs. SmackDown, so I don't think they're going to do any of that in Survivor Series. If you want to really answer your question, I think they're going to do none of that because one thing I've been thinking about, who's Daniel Bryan going to face at WrestleMania? It's not going to be Miz because they're going to definitely either end the feud or somehow put it on pause with it making sense. So I feel Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania is going to either face AJ Styles, Brock Lesnar, Samoa Joe, or Nakamura. Has to be one of those four. So that's the thing. Are they going to do Daniel Bryan versus Samoa Joe already? So with those four guys, I truthfully think none of those matches will happen at Survivor Series. But yeah, Reigns is not a headliner. Sorry, not against dude. He's just not.